24/7 and I hope he's all good. So, the morning after the night before, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1, and Newcastle bow out to League One opposition, lower league opposition for the second season running in the FA Cup. Just, yeah, I mean, obviously went down to Sheffield last night to watch the match, and fuck me. I'm more annoyed about the experience more so than I am the actual result, because the stadium is awful, truly awful. The many supporters are saying Stuart sent them to the wrong part of the ground. The kiosks were an absolute nightmare. The view was awful. I had a big fucking pole in front of us. Probably did us a favour to protect us from Chris Wood. But yeah, just the whole experience was just mental. Awful stadium. But going into the game, Eddie Howe made 8 changes, and if anything, it showed how weak we are when you get behind our first 11. Truly awful. I think to the fringe players that started this game, Dubravka, Manquillo, Lascelles, Lewis, Anderson, Murphy, Wood, them players who started, Richie, those players that started, I think their careers need looked at. Whether it's loaning out, Anderson I think is screaming for first team minutes and needs to go out on loan somewhere. Or whether you look at Jacob Murphy, who should have left in Sheffield, because for someone who has had Premier League minutes this season, you'd expect Sheffield Wednesday to be the type of game he puts them to the sword, and he just wasn't fucking good enough. But then again, that's a theme this season with Jacob Murphy. Absolutely woeful, from top to bottom. But Chris Wood, man, I've defended this lad as well in recent weeks. He's good at putting a penalty away. He works hard. He tries. But last night, that miss, man, it's unforgivable, to be honest. It's absolutely unforgivable. It's awful, in fact. It's awful. He nearly hit Harry Kane's ball from the World Cup. It was just, as a striker, getting the ball, taking a good first touch, keep by no man's land, for you to miss by that much is insane. I think even a conference level striker has a better attempt. Any striker worth 25 million, which is what we paid for Chris Wood, slots at home. It's just so disappointing, because we had a bit of momentum as well when we got the first goal through Bruno, and we had a 10-minute spell where we were the much better side and we were knocking on the door, and I think that miss just kind of put it in the coffin. It was just yeah, we're not going to score. But it was just yeah, it's just a bump in the road. I think you look at it, and if you look at the games that, if you could choose to lose a game in the next week, I think Sheffield Wednesday would have been that game, because obviously you've got Fulham, who and all the teams around will play each other, and then you've got the League Cup game at St James's Park as well. So there's out of the games, you would have probably chose Sheffield Wednesday anyway. Obviously you choose none, but if you were to choose one out of the 3, but yeah, a frustrating game in terms of some of the players that played, because the way we've got to look at it is, if we end up playing European football next season, that's the depth. And we're not a Man City. We kind of just make 8 changes and still have a very good side. But yeah, I suppose that's the bad thing about becoming successful as quick as we have. But for me, it's just a case of on to the next one. Fair play to Sheffield Wednesday. Good luck to them in the next round. They're unbeaten in 18. in the league. I think they scored the most points in the Football League in 2022. They're a good side. But yeah, fair play to them. Like, good luck to them in the next round. But hey ho, we'll move on to the next one. I don't want to overreact. I don't want to like be they sack the fucking lot, because we've had a good season, like we have, and if anything, the Cambridge game last year was a catalyst for an absolutely brilliant run by Newcastle. So hopefully that can happen again and we can bounce back. And hopefully there's a signing immediately following the defeat. Like last year, obviously last year it was Chris Wood. Is there a receipt anywhere? Can we send him back to Burnley? But no, in all seriousness, like, it's a catalyst for a comeback. Like, obviously it's not ideal to get beat off Sheffield Wednesday, lower league opposition, but you move on and obviously look forward to the game next week against Leicester and Fulham. So yeah, obviously a couple of frustrating performances, a couple of players need out the door. Jacob Murphy, shocking. Chris Wood, shocking. I've defended him as well. It's like, I feel let down by him. Jamal Lewis, not good enough. Jamal Lascelles, really bad mistake. Like, you look top to bottom of this team, Anderson needs a loan move. The team that played last night, and then maybe a couple of additions between January and the summer, whether that be a lot of younger players like a Kual type of signing, to come in and really give away a little bit of strength next season, or adding through the first team, which I know we're linked with Tielemans, we're linked with Anderson, like we're linked with not Anderson, Maddison. So yeah, I think that's it's a big couple of weeks. I think we need a couple of players in the door, and obviously we need to bounce back. But confident in this team that it will, and yeah, that's my take on the game. Anyway, not to panic, not to overreact, and on to the next one. But let us know what you think in the comments below. If any of you attended Sheffield Wednesday last night, let us know what your experience of the match was like last night, because it was fucking shit for the state, like the stadium last night. Getting into the right seats, and the big fucking gargantuan pole that was like in front of me for the match. But yeah, let us know how your experience was, and yeah, on to the next one of them. But we've seen worse, haven't we? Let's be honest. But love yous and leaves for now, and catch us on the next Magpie 24/7 video. Leave a subscribe if you like this video, and I catch us on the next one. Everyone, see you later. La, la.